My dad was a college basketball coach in Montana and Wyoming, so I was kind of raised with a basketball in my hand. We moved to Spokane in 4th grade. That's when my love for basketball kind of took off because it was a bigger city, there was more opportunity.
My wife and I were at an AAU game, our boys were playing, and we'd heard about this move-in from Montana and that this kid was amazing.
When we first moved here, I got thrown on a random AAU team and we were lucky to get involved. And we were playing all of the kids from my school who I was starting to become friends with.
And I saw this kid, a little awkward, a little gawky, shooting from all over the court. Some histrionics were going on. He was yelling at officials, yelling at his dad was yelling at him.
We lost by 2, and I think the score was, 30-28, and I had 24 of my team's 28.
He was going to do whatever it took to come out on top.
And I was so mad coming back to school the next Monday and not winning the game because I wanted to beat the new kids that I was becoming friends with. But I think kind of established myself as a pretty good player. But I always wanted to win.
And after a while, I turned to my wife and I said, he's going to be really good, but I would pity the high school coach who has to get him. That as fate would have it, I would turn out to be at Meade at that time and have the distinct honor to have this supreme talent at Meade High School. The boys were 14. They were coming to a camp at Eastern. He looked like death. He was pale. He could hardly move. You know, John and Wanda got him into the hospital, and shortly thereafter he had that diagnosis of type 1 diabetes. And what Adam did is what Adam does. Oh well, you know, I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna stiffen my back. I'm gonna be resilient. It was amazing. You were gonna get everything he had. And the other thing you could count on, especially his senior and junior years, he was going to have 28, 29 points in the scorebook. And that consistency was mind-boggling. I mean, it became must-see high school basketball in the Spokane area.
So I only played 3 years on the varsity level, and I came off the bench my sophomore year. So, you know, since we're doing a Hall of Fame thing, I got to throw this out. When the scoring record, people talk about the GSL scoring record, I did it in 3 seasons. I just have to say that.
But he was still not highly recruited.
So I wasn't upset that I didn't get any offers. Just was more of a, like I said, all right, you committed. Everybody knows that you're going to Gonzaga. You better back it up. That was the motivation for me.
Morrison.
Zags were everything. He was a ball boy for the Zags. In a way, it was his dream situation.
You know, at first they wanted to redshirt me. They were worried about the diabetes, which I totally understand. But I had such a good fall that they, you know, said, okay, I think he could play. Coming off the bench was perfect for me that year. And that was the beauty of Gonzaga, is there's always a team first, let's win, let's win, let's win.
There's no moment that was too big for Adam.
For a game winner.
You know, I think Mark even said it. I think it's right, the analogy. He took GU to the stratosphere.
I knew Adam was going to be really good, but I don't think I anticipated him being, you know, the leading scorer, second leading scorer all year long.
What you didn't expect, most of all, was the kind of vibe that would occur, the kind of attention Adam would obviously get, and the craziness that would ensue.
Morrison, the answer!
Oh, he didn't have any space at all.
I think Coach Few puts it well. He's like, it was traveling like with the Beatles.
Adam was a galvanizing presence, I think, for everyone, and that went way beyond the Northwest.
Well, I mean, it was fun, but after a while it got a little bit on the wild side.
As stupid as it got was at the Pepperdine game when he got the bloody nose, and they stuck the gauze up his nose, and at a certain point during a timeout or free throw, and he throws it on the floor. I didn't see the guy pick it up, but the next day I heard it was on eBay.
Looking back on it, it was fun, but there were some moments that were like, oh my God, this is crazy. I can't go out and do normal things. Being from here and going to the local university and then playing at such a high level as a university, as a program, and helping elevate, that has always made me proud. Still am, and still love Spokane. My goal was always to play Division I basketball, And whatever happens after that, icing on the cake. Getting to that level was a huge accomplishment for me.
With the third pick in the 2006 NBA draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Adam Morrison from Gonzaga University.
When I look back on it, it was, again, such an honor to have a front row seat to watch this kid compete. He shot into that stratosphere, and he brought all that attention to this area, and now I think he's so deserving because he's coming back to this area. He came back, as many Zags do, and he's developing, the next chapter of his life. And so I think, absolutely, Inland Northwest Hall of Famer every time.
It's fantastic. We've all grew up going to games in the arena and concerts and stuff, to be able to go to, when my daughter starts playing high school basketball, like, hey, look, your dad's right over there. So I'm flattered and I'm honored to be able to part of this Hall of Fame. And like I said, tell my kids, hey, it was pretty good at one time, and this actually means I was. Could just point to a cubicle and go, see, not lying.